What's up, family? So Donald Trump may have just ended Kamala Harris' entire campaign based off her CNN interview. I want you guys to check this out. Um, man,
We are going to begin with a Fox News alert. Listen to this. 40 days now at the top of the Democratic ticket. Yesterday, Vice President Kamala Harris finally giving that long promised formal sit down interview. Taped, though, not live, but we did see 27 minutes from Harris and her running mate. Critics say it left them with more questions than answers. This is the Faulkner Focus. Hello, everyone, and happy Friday to you. I'm Julie Banderas in for Harris today. So it was the very first time that the vice president was pressed on all of those liberal policy backtracks we've seen since she announced her candidacy. Policies like border security, Medicare for all, gun buybacks. Also at issue where she stands now on fracking versus her previous position.
Do you still want to ban fracking?
No, and I made that clear on the debate stage in 2020 that I would not ban fracking. As vice president, I did not ban fracking. As president, I will not ban fracking. I made very clear where I stand. We are in 2024, and I've not changed that position, nor will I going forward. I kept my word, and I will keep my word.
So here's what the VP said during her 2019 presidential run and also what she said during the 2020 debate she referred to. Listen closely to how she words her answer. Watch.
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. So, yeah, Joe Biden will not end fracking. He has been very clear about that. Sure. So, first of all, I will repeat, and the American people know, that Joe Biden will not ban fracking. That is a fact.
someone got caught red-handed and alive. Family, I find that very interesting because Joe Biden would never ban fracking, but Joe Biden on the first day in office closed the Keystone Pipeline by executive order. They say one thing and do another. And for those who don't know what the Keystone Pipeline is, it's basically a pipeline system considered a 2,687-mile pipeline that transports crude oil from Canada and the United States, to the refineries in the U.S. Gulf Coast, Illinois, and Oklahoma. It's basically a key part of the North American supply chain. And how does this benefit America, this Keystone Pipeline we talk about, which is basically owned by a company, I believe, that is based in Canada. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm always open to the possibility of being wrong. But the Keystone Pipeline was privately funded project that had benefited, and also the Keystone Pipeline, just to put out there, have, I believe, initiated in 2010. But it's benefited the United States in several ways, including increased oil supply. Pipeline will have double the amount of oil transported in the U.S. each day. Stable oil supply. The pipeline will have provided the U.S. with more stable source of crude oil, lower transportation cost. The pipeline will have lower transportation costs than other methods, such as rail and highway, and job creation, right? Pipeline will have created thousands of jobs in the private sector, as well as indirect job growth. And then the local infrastructure. The pipeline will have provided substantial revenues to communities for local infrastructure and economic growth. The pipeline would have significantly grown the U.S. economy, right? But the downside is, the most concern from an environmental standpoint is if the crude oil spills and then seeps into the ground downward into the earth, right? That's the cons from an economic climate control standpoint that they wanted to focus on. But I just find it very, very interesting that it's this consistent cyclical thing of changing the agenda of what she says to gain the vote of specific demographic of people who wants to hear her say what they support. And she's basically being their dummy in a way and saying whatever she needs to say to gain the vote. It's like a boyfriend that says anything that the girlfriend want to hear, right? Just for her to like him and stay with him and rock with him, right? So she just caters and say what you want to hear, despite how deceitful she looks and embarrassing it is for an individual that's running as a Democratic nominee that is anticipating of being a leader of this country, United States, right? And then I have a second clip I wanted to show you guys in regards of the whole Fox News oversight of her lies and so forth. Here goes the second one, family. Check this out.
Polls because we are running as the underdog. Okay?
The whole media is
And
behind
we
you.
have some hard work ahead of us.
Notably, on Labor Day, the vice president and President Biden will make a joint appearance in swing state Pennsylvania, where fracking is so important. It will be only their second joint appearance since he dropped out. Julie.
Jackie Heinrich, thank you very much. Tammy Bruce, Fox News contributor, joins me now in studio. It is a very slippery slope when you are a politician and you go on record on one issue and then you completely flip-flop years later, especially when you were running for the president of the United States. You used the term slippery when you were listening to her comments earlier. What did you mean by that?
Yeah, she wants it always. She does not want to be pinned down. She wants to be everything to everyone. And the problem is we're now in a world where we believed them in 2020 that he was going to be a uniter, that everything was going to return to normal. And we believed that we knew what that meant. And this is what we've got: a world at war, an economy that is a disaster, an erased southern border, unmitigated crime.
And family, before we finish this up, we have to recall that she said basically that her values have not changed. That's a key statement here. Basically, and what she's basically, as she read it between the lines of Kamala Harris bullcrap, because honestly, she's trying to throw Dookie on a wall and hope something sticks to gain the voters and gain a popular vote. So she's more so based on identity politics, basically playing off the emotions of the American people and hoping they rock with her as she tried to gain a popular vote of just being popular and a popularity vote of gaining voters based on what's popular to say, I should say. And she's basically saying is her values have not changed, but obviously look at the outcome and the result of her values that have not changed that she's still standing on. So what do you think that would be any difference if she was elected, right? And I think that's the keynote, and I think she's saying an important part here, but let's finish this up, family.
Housing costs out in an outrageous situation. Billions suggested now for housing for foreigners, for illegal aliens in this country. We don't know how to look up. So when you've got someone who is from that administration coming in, has never been a shy woman. Kamala Harris has made very clear what her positions have been. She can be very passionate about those positions, about telling people that the 2020 riots were not going to end, and they shouldn't end, supporting the bail fund for people who are burning down the cities. She knew what she believed in. She didn't have to be coached. But now, what is the coaching? Oh, she's Mary Poppins now.
Right.
She's Mary Poppins. And it's a coaching, as Vance has noted, to not really say anything. It's like a freshman who's always skated by, and you've got a 50,000-word essay you're supposed to turn in, and you want to fill it up with as many meaningless words as you possibly can. Our lives are at stake, not theirs. The average American's life is at stake economically, and when it comes to safety, we need more here than cynical kabuki theater.
Facts. And I definitely agree, because they live in a bubble, right? And at the end of the day, they don't suffer from the consequences of their choices that they make as the everyday American individual does. And I want you guys to check out, I wanted you guys to see J.D. Vance's take on Kamala Harris' interview, because I think he makes an interesting point of her word salad in the game she play and holding her accountable as she should be held accountable in regards of her basically saying a bunch of nonsense, right? So check this out, family. I find this highly interesting. I'm a Lord of Volume, just in case any ads take place. But I want you guys to check this out. I think it's very important. And, you know, to see it from all angles. And I like to get a different perspective from different individuals who are, you know, seeing this and checking this out as we all are as well. As everyday Americans, right? Where does J.D. Vance stand on this? Here we go, family. Here we go. Wait, I want to actually. Here we go. Right about.
You're exactly right. She did impose.
the problem I have with Kamala Harris, and it's much like when you graciously invited me into your home, I want to know why she changed her position. You told me why you changed your position on Donald Trump. Why aren't we hearing why she changed?
Well, in part because she refuses to give interviews, right? So this is her first interview in 40 days.
No, this isn't the interview, family. Excuse me. This isn't the point. This isn't where I'm getting at. I want J.D. Vance to, I want his direct answer, not about the interviews, but about the situation at hand of her, her flip-flopping in, what up? Here we go. Why she went from far left position. Excuse me, family. And I find it very interesting, family, that I wanted to point out. She just doesn't want to even, I will respect her more, but I have no respect for Kamala Harris due to her not taking credit for the simple fact that she has said that her value hasn't changed, right? And her values aren't going to change. And the simple fact is, instead of just admitting, like she said, what she said in 2020, and just admitting she still stands on that today, I can't have respect for her, and that's not what leaders do, right? And it just, you have to be able to understand when you do. I could respect someone who has a change of opinion or a change of heart about something, but I can't respect someone who has a constant thing of changing their mind, and then they don't want to even accept the simple fact that they did change their mind. And I find that very, very mind-blowing to me, you know. So that's just my take on it. I just can't have respect for someone like that who can't admit when they actually change their views on something, because then it's hard for them to have the best interests of this country, right? Because they will never admit when they were wrong about something and correct it. And that's what it's about. You know, no one's perfect, and I understand that, but as being a leader, you have to stand on business in regards of understanding why you should elaborate on your whole stance and explaining to the American people why your policy is what it is. There we go. I think it's pretty
Senator,
good.
she flipped on the EV mandates through the Green New Deal, the border wall, decriminalizing the border cross, Medicare for all, which she was the co-sponsor. I mean, that's a major flip. The mandatory gun buyback, fracking, apparently she supports it now, and offshore drilling. You know, I know it's only been 2 years into politics for you, Senator, but politicians, they change their position. But the problem I have with Kamala Harris, and it's much like when you graciously position, she changed.
Right. So this is her first interview in 40 days. And of course, she's flanked by her VP colleague there. But she's not a person who actually knows, I think, why she believes the things that she says that she believes. You're exactly right. She did impose an EV mandate, which is going to ship a lot of American manufacturing jobs to China. She has supported the defund the police movement.
Because she actually supported electric vehicles she tried to impose on American people, and they wasn't going because they actually, as you can see from a consumer perspective, which are the American people, is gasoline cars are actually highly preferred.
Which has made a lot of our cities much more violent and a lot of our neighborhoods much less safe. She has done all of these things as she's been in government. And again, now she's trying to run away from it. And I agree with you guys. She should have to sit and answer tough questions about why she's changed her mind. I think she answered one question yesterday about how she changed her mind. It was a bit of a word salad, and I don't think it actually gave Americans any insight into who Kamala Harris really is. The final point that I just make about how she was trying to explain her changed perspectives is if you actually watched what she was saying, the way that she was saying it, it's clear that she doesn't have very strong convictions. I actually, even though I'm running against her, I felt a little bad for her because it was clear that she wasn't totally sure-footed and she didn't totally know why she was saying the things that she was saying. She's been coached to pretend to be a moderate. Unfortunately, guys, she's governed as a San Francisco liberal, and because of it, Americans are poorer, the world is more chaotic, and our border is wide open. We've got to take this country in a new direction, which is why we've got to elect Donald Trump.
Well, there you go, family. And I respect Mark Zuckerberg, and he's not even a political figure. Obviously, he's affiliated, very successful businessman when it comes to Facebook and Meta. But Mark Zuckerberg, even if anything, I would vote for Mark Zuckerberg if he was in a political stance or a political position to be a candidate, and if he was a person of option. And like I said, I would actually prefer Mark Zuckerberg to run. That's what I'm trying to say. And basically, I respect him more for the simple fact that at least he admitted when censoring conservatives' voices and taking ownership to rectify that situation and resolve it, right? She's not even trying to take no type of responsibility for the things she said, but she's standing on business. So that's what I got for you guys, family. I find it highly ridiculous. And Kamala Harris is just, she's not qualified to be a president, man. You cannot have a leader like this that so hardened, or their heart is so hardened that they can't even understand that their values may change their perspective or insight, and they will operate out of the delusion to make themselves believe that they standing on values that they have obviously changed. But I want to know you guys' perspective on it. How do you guys feel about Kamala Harris flip-flopping? How do you guys feel as though does this help make her a stronger candidate in the race or not? Did the interview definitely was the interview definitely a detriment to her campaign? Let me know down in the comments below, family. And actually, I want to show you guys, before we go, I want to show you guys what Donald Trump said. Donald Trump said about Kamala Harris' first interview, because I believe he had put it out there on X in regards of his stance. 1 second, family. Of course, they would say Donald Trump attacked Kamala Harris over CNN interview. But Donald Trump, I think it's on X. Let me see, family. Give me a second. There we go. Donald Trump on Kamala Harris interview. Because I believe he did say something. Where is it at? Kamala Harris post. Donald Trump. I said Kamala Harris. God help me. Donald Trump post on Kamala Harris CNN interview. He did say something meaningful, and if not, I can actually find it on my phone, and I'll just say it to you guys because I can't find it. I don't want to waste any more time. But apparently, family, Donald Trump has said, he posted, sorry, family, because I got it on my phone. So Donald Trump basically posted, I just saw Comrade Kamala Harris answer to a very weakly phrased question, a question that was put in more as a matter of defense than curiosity. But her answer rambled incoherently and declared her values haven't changed. On that, I agree, her values haven't changed. The border is going to remain open, not closed. There will be free healthcare for illegal aliens, sanctuary cities, no cash bail, gun confiscation, zero fracking, a ban on gasoline-powered cars, private health care will be abolished, a 70 to 80% tax rate will be put in place, and she will defund the police. America will be a wasteland. That's what Donald Trump said, family. I want to get you guys insight and opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, family, peace.